The number one gun on this list has been collecting dust on store shelves for nearly 5 years, and someone recently bought one brand new for under $200. That should tell you everything about how badly things went wrong, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. Right now, across America, gun dealers are practically begging customers to take certain firearms off their hands. See, firearm sales in 2024 dropped to around 15.3 million units, way down from the record-shattering 21.8 million sold back in 2020. That massive decline left stores absolutely drowning in inventory they cannot move. Today we're counting down 15 specific guns that dealers simply cannot sell, no matter how deep the discounts go. We've got legendary brand names that fumbled hard, overhyped curiosities that fizzled on arrival, and firearms that looked incredible on paper but completely fell apart in the real world. Some of these will genuinely shock you. Let's get into it. Quick note before we start, this is all about market trends and entertainment. We're not knocking anyone who owns these firearms. Always handle any firearms safely and follow your local laws. Now let's count them down. Number 15, Springfield Armory XDE. Starting things off with a gun that felt out of place the moment it arrived. The Springfield XDE is a slim single-stack 9mm with an old-school hammer-fired, double-action, single-action setup. Springfield launched it in 2017, banking on the idea that plenty of concealed carry buyers still wanted hammers and decockers. The problem? The entire market was sprinting in the opposite direction. This gun showed up right when SIG dropped the P365 and completely rewrote the rules, stuffing double-digit capacity into a tiny frame. The XDE was physically larger than its competitors, yet held fewer rounds. Reviewers said it actually shot well, but that didn't matter. It was like arriving at a party 3 hours after everyone already left. Springfield pulled the plug by late 2021, less than 4 years after launch. If you spot a brand new one in a display case today, it's almost certainly been sitting there for a very long time. Number 14, Smith Wesson M&P 12. Even the biggest names in the business get it wrong. Smith & Wesson's M&P 12 bullpup shotgun launched in 2021, riding a massive wave of hype. On paper, it sounded phenomenal. 14 plus 1 rounds of 12 gauge in a compact home defense package. Then reality showed up. Within months, Smith & Wesson recalled every single unit manufactured before October 2021 because of cracked barrels. Users also reported the design was overly complicated, surprisingly heavy at nearly 9 pounds empty, and frustratingly picky about what it would feed. With an MSRP around $1,100, buyers started walking away fast. By 2023, dealers were struggling badly to move remaining stock. Used units appeared under $900, and steep discounts were everywhere. The recall combined with brutal word of mouth absolutely killed demand. Some tracking reports showed these sitting for over 177 days on average before finding a buyer, if they found one at all. Number 13, Beretta APX. Beretta is legendary for the classic 92 series, but their attempt at a modern striker-fired pistol hasn't exactly set the world on fire. The APX entered the brutally crowded polymer 9mm market around 2017, and while it performs perfectly fine by objective standards, it lacked anything compelling enough to pull buyers away from Glock or SIG. Within a couple of years, brand new units were selling under $400 as Beretta tried desperately to attract interest. The aesthetics divided people too. Those aggressive slide serrations earned it the nickname the Toblerone gun. Nothing about it stood out in a meaningful way, and it quietly became a budget bin option, a reminder that even iconic brands can't guarantee sales when the competition is this fierce. Number 12, Mossberg MC1SC. When Mossberg launched this in 2019, it was genuinely a big deal, their first handgun in literally 100 years. Early curiosity and some positive reviews gave it a brief moment in the spotlight, but it got steamrolled almost immediately by established players. By 2021 and 2022, micro-compacts with significantly higher capacity dominated the concealed carry conversation. Mossberg quietly discontinued the MC1SC by early 2024, almost certainly due to underwhelming sales. Breaking into the crowded CCW pistol market is brutally difficult, and many consumers simply never gave Mossberg a fair shot when it came to handguns. Unsold units lingered on dealer shelves, often requiring heavy discounts just to clear space. A century of shotgun reputation, it turns out, doesn't automatically translate to handgun success. Number 11, Walther CCP. The Walther CCP uses a clever gas-delayed blowback system to soften recoil in a slim 9mm package. Brilliant concept. Unfortunately, the execution stumbled badly. Early models had reliability issues, and the trigger pull was excessively heavy and long, which shooters absolutely hated. By the time Walther corrected things with the M2 revision, the market had already moved on to 10+1 pocket rockets. A single-stack 8+1 pistol that was physically larger than its competitors simply couldn't generate excitement. Many retailers eventually stopped stocking it altogether due to painfully slow sales. Number 10. FN 503. Even industry giants whiff sometimes. FN America's 503 was a slim single-stack 9mm released in 2020 for concealed carry. The timing could not have been worse. By 2020, the market had already shifted hard toward higher capacity in the same footprint, showing up with 6+1 capacity when competitors like the Hellcat offered 11+1 was essentially a death sentence. Priced around $500 initially with no clear advantage, it languished. FN quietly discontinued it, and dealers literally could not move remaining stock even at clearance prices as low as $299. FN pivoted to their Reflex Micro 9 with higher capacity and moved on. A cautionary tale that even a prestigious name cannot rescue a poorly timed product. Number 9. Colt AR-15 Sporter Rifles. You'd assume anything with Colt and AR-15 on it would always sell. You'd be wrong. By the late 2010s, the AR market was so flooded with manufacturers that Colt, the original AR-15 maker, actually stopped selling them to civilians in 2019. Their CEO stated plainly that the modern sporting rifle market had experienced significant excess manufacturing capacity. Translation: too many ARs, not enough buyers. Standard models sat unsold while consumers had endless cheaper or more feature-rich alternatives. For over a year, Colt ARs essentially vanished. Many stores resorted to deep discounts or accessory bundles just to move remaining inventory. Proof that even the most iconic name in the game means nothing when supply overwhelms demand. Number 8. Remington RP9 and RP45. Remington's attempt at the striker-fired pistol market was a genuine disaster. The RP9 launched around 2017 and problems surfaced almost immediately, feeding failures, a terrible trigger, and magazines that wouldn't always seat or eject properly. Sales were so anemic that retailers slashed prices within a year. Brand new units went on sale for $249 and still sat there with zero takers. Remington's 2020 bankruptcy sealed the deal. You can still occasionally find these new in box at gun shows, where they've often literally sat for years. Number 7. Remington 870 DM. Another Remington stumble. The 870 DM tried modernizing the legendary pump shotgun by adding a detachable box magazine. Intriguing concept, terrible execution. Remington never produced enough spare magazines, leaving buyers stranded with a platform they couldn't properly support. By mid-2019, stores were putting these on clearance. One sale hit $29 after rebate. That's almost unbelievable for a new Remington shotgun. The company's 2020 collapse finished it off, and dealers who stocked up in 2018 were left holding orphaned inventory. Number 6. 40 caliber pistols as a category. This isn't one gun. It's an entire caliber gathering dust. Handguns chambered in 40 Smith Wesson were everywhere a decade ago. Then police departments shifted back to 9mm, and civilians followed. One gun shop manager admitted he ran a Christmas sale with 15% off every 40 cal pistol, specifically because nobody wanted them anymore. Buyers either choose 9mm for capacity and softer recoil or jump to 45 ACP for the bigger projectile. Those 40 caliber Glocks and M&Ps tend to sit for months. Number 5. CZ Scorpion 3 Plus pistols. Once a smash hit, now a victim of legal uncertainty and market saturation. The ATF's 2023 pistol brace reclassification threw everything into chaos. Dealers couldn't move braced pistols, and CZ USA started offering $100 rebates on new models, a clear distress signal. Even with brace rules potentially shifting again, the damage was done. Inventory from 2022 collected dust throughout 2023 and beyond. Number 4. Seiko S20. Not all shelf-sitters are budget guns. This Finnish bolt-action rifle launched around 2020 as a hybrid hunting and precision platform often priced above $1,600. The American market responded with a collective shrug. It tried being a jack of all trades but mastered neither. too heavy for dedicated hunters, not specialized enough for precision rifle competitors, and far too expensive when Ruger and Beretta offered compelling alternatives for significantly less. Reports of brand new units sitting unsold for over 300 days were common. Number 3. Bushmaster ACR, almost legendary for how spectacularly it failed to deliver on its promise. The ACR was supposed to be the future of modular rifles when it hit the civilian market in 2010. Then Bushmaster slapped on an MSRP of $2,600 to $3,000, roughly double what was originally promised. A recall followed because some units could accidentally fire in full auto. The military passed on it. Sales stalled completely. Many units sat at dealers for over a full year without a single buyer. Bushmaster's parent company went bankrupt in 2020, and the ACR died with it. Number 2. Springfield Armory, Saint Edge Evac. Springfield had real success with their Saint line of ARs, but this ultra-compact variant was a total miss. The Edge Evac was a tiny 5.56 pistol with a folding brace, priced between $1,700 and $1,800. Undeniably cool, but the ATF brace controversy put products like this in immediate legal limbo. Springfield discontinued it by around 2022 due to low demand, a classic example of an ultra-niche product launching into a hostile market. And number 1, Remington R51. Taking the top spot is a firearm so infamous its name has become a punchline in the industry. Announced in 2014 with enormous hype as Remington's triumphant return to the handgun market, the R51 fell apart the moment customers actually pulled the trigger. Early units were plagued with failures to feed, constant jams, and even reports of out-of-battery detonations. Remington recalled the entire first batch and halted production completely. They tried again with a Gen 2 version in 2016, but the reputation was already destroyed beyond repair. Remington quietly killed it by 2018. But here's what earns it the number 1 spot. In 2023, someone purchased a brand new R51 for under $200. A gun launched in 2014, still sitting unsold nearly a decade later, essentially on permanent clearance. Units passed through multiple ownership changes of the Remington brand without ever finding a buyer. This pistol is the ultimate poster child for an unsellable firearm, and its place at number 1 is thoroughly earned. So there you have it, 15 firearms that dealers across America have been struggling to sell, sometimes for years on end. These stories prove just how unpredictable the firearms market truly is. Brand recognition, clever engineering, massive hype, none of it guarantees success when timing, execution, or market conditions work against you. That's it for today, folks. See you in the next video.